Could Toyota have finally taken a step that could change the game for the entire EV industry? At a time when BYD, Tata, and Tesla are trying to move ahead in the electric car race, Toyota has introduced an EV that is being reported to cost around $23,000. A newly revealed electric car has recently started a lot of discussion in the auto industry. The reason is not just its price. The real question is whether this car can open the door to EVs for people who still avoid buying electric cars because of high prices, range anxiety, and concerns about batteries. The question is, what battery technology has Toyota used in this new EV? How much range will it offer? And most importantly, could it become a new challenge for the companies that are currently leading the EV market? And how has Toyota managed to launch such a luxury EV at such a low price? Before we move further into the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can watch videos like this before anyone else. Whenever electric cars are discussed, one question is often asked: why did Toyota take so long to enter the EV market? While Tesla, BYD, and other companies were continuously launching new electric vehicles, Toyota appeared relatively quiet, but there were reasons behind that. In reality, Toyota trusted hybrid technology for a long time. The company believed that conditions are not the same in every country around the world. In many places, charging infrastructure is still limited, so hybrid vehicles could be a more practical option for people. That is why Toyota continued investing heavily in hybrid vehicles. In the early years, Toyota also had some doubts about fully electric vehicles. The company believed that challenges such as battery costs, charging networks, and the availability of raw materials could slow down the adoption of EVs. At that time, this thinking was not completely wrong because battery costs were much higher than they are today. At the same time, Toyota was also working on hydrogen fuel cell technology. The company expected that both hydrogen and electric technologies could grow together in the future, so its focus was not only on EVs. However, the market has changed rapidly over the past few years. Battery technology has improved, charging networks have expanded, and many countries have introduced new policies to support electric vehicles. On the other hand, companies like Tesla and BYD have built a strong position in the EV market. BYD in particular has expanded its presence around the world with affordable and practical electric vehicles. Toyota noticed this change as well. The company understood that ignoring the EV market in the coming years would not be easy. That is why it is now trying to strengthen its presence in this sector with new electric models, new battery technologies, and major investments. Before understanding the $23,000 EV, it is important to look at Toyota's position in the market, because the importance of any new car is not decided only by its features. It also matters how big the company behind it is and how strong its presence is around the world. Today, Toyota is not just a car company. It is one of the largest automobile groups in the world. For many years, Toyota has remained among the world's best-selling vehicle manufacturers. In 2024, the Toyota Group sold more than 10.8 million vehicles worldwide. This includes brands such as Toyota, Lexus, Daihatsu, and Hino. For the fifth consecutive year, Toyota remained the world's best-selling automobile company. On average, more than 30,000 Toyota Group vehicles were being sold every day around the world. That number is higher than the total yearly car sales of some countries. Now the question is, which is Toyota's biggest market? Many people think it would be Japan, but in recent years the United States has become one of Toyota's most important markets. Toyota SUVs, pickup trucks, and hybrid vehicles have strong demand in the U.S. That is why a large portion of the company's total sales comes from North America. Apart from that, China, Japan, Southeast Asia, and Europe are also very important markets for Toyota. In China especially, the company faces strong competition from BYD and other local EV manufacturers. Interestingly, the biggest reason behind Toyota's success is not just its sales, but also its reliability. Millions of people around the world see Toyota as a company whose vehicles last a long time, require less maintenance, and offer good resale value. This trust is what makes the company different from many other brands. Now, when it comes to EVs, the picture is a little different. Toyota focused heavily on hybrid vehicles for many years. That is why its electrified vehicle sales are quite large, but the share of fully battery-powered EVs has remained limited. In 2024, battery electric vehicles accounted for around 1.4% of Toyota's total global sales. This is why many experts believe Toyota had a relatively slow start in the EV market. While companies like Tesla and BYD were moving quickly with fully electric vehicles, Toyota was working on multiple technologies at the same time, including hybrid, plug-in hybrid, and hydrogen. What exactly is special about the urban cruiser EV? Now the question is, what is so special about the urban cruiser EV that people are talking about it so much? The answer is not hidden in just one feature or one technology. In reality, Toyota has designed this vehicle with people in mind who are thinking about buying an EV for the first time. First, let's talk about its design. The Urban Cruiser E5 has been designed as a modern SUV. Today, demand for SUVs is growing rapidly around the world, and Toyota is keeping that trend in mind. The front design of the vehicle looks clean and modern. There has not been an attempt to make it look overly aggressive or overly futuristic. Its biggest strength is that it looks like an SUV that an average family can easily choose for everyday use. Its body style has also been designed to remain practical. Features such as a higher seating position, better road visibility, and sufficient ground clearance are things that attract SUV buyers. When it comes to the platform and engineering, Toyota has tried to create a balance between cost, space, and efficiency. In an electric vehicle, the battery is the most expensive component, so the entire engineering setup is designed in a way that provides more interior space while keeping weight under control. Talking about the interior, the focus here also seems to be more on practicality than appearance. For people who travel with family, attention has been given to adequate seating space, luggage capacity, and everyday use features. In terms of technology, the vehicle also includes modern digital displays, connectivity features, driver assistance systems, and safety technologies. However, the goal is not to provide the largest number of screens, but to make everyday driving easier and more convenient. The full truth about battery, range, and charging. Before buying any electric car, most people usually have 3 questions in mind. How big is the battery? How much range will it offer on a single charge? And how long will it take to charge? These are also the topics creating the most discussion around the urban cruiser EV. Toyota is preparing to offer this vehicle with different battery options. The goal is to allow customers with different needs to choose the right option based on their budget and usage. Some people only travel short distances within the city every day, while others also take longer trips. That is why a single battery option is not suitable for every customer. When it comes to range, according to the available information, this vehicle is targeting a segment that offers more than around 300 to 400 kilometers of real-world usable range on a single charge. However, actual range also depends on road conditions, weather, driving style, and traffic. That is why a small difference between the company's claimed range and real-world range is completely normal. Talking about charging, it comes with fast charging support, allowing the battery to be charged significantly in a shorter amount of time. However, most people who use an EV every day usually charge it at home overnight. Because of this, easy home charging is often more important than fast charging itself. For everyday use, the Urban Cruiser EV appears to be focused on customers who regularly travel to the office, school, markets, and other places within the city. In this type of usage, most people drive only around 40 to 80 kilometers per day. Based on that, a single charge may last for several days before charging is needed again. There is also a difference between city and highway range. In city driving, where vehicles frequently slow down and brake, EVs can often show better efficiency. On the highway, continuous high-speed driving can increase battery consumption. That is why it is important to keep these factors in mind when evaluating the range of any EV. Battery safety is also an important topic. Toyota has always placed strong emphasis on safety and reliability. For this reason, special attention has been given to the battery management system, temperature control, and safety standards so that battery performance remains stable over a long period of time. Can a price tag of $23,000 transform the EV market? For a long time, electric vehicles were considered expensive for ordinary people. Many people wanted to buy an EV, but they could not make the decision because of the high price. That is why almost every major company has been trying to build more affordable and practical EVs over the past few years. Today, the biggest battle in the EV market is about who can offer more features at a better price. If we talk about a price of around $23,000, it falls into a range where many customers may seriously consider buying an electric vehicle for the first time. It is still a significant amount of money, but compared to many expensive EVs, it can attract a much larger part of the market. This is where first-time EV buyers become important. People who are currently driving petrol or diesel vehicles usually do not focus too much on advanced technical features. They want to know whether the vehicle is reliable, how easy it is to drive, and how much it will cost over the long term. One major advantage of an electric vehicle is its running cost. In general, the cost of charging a vehicle with electricity can be lower than the cost of using petrol or diesel. In addition, some expenses related to engine oil changes, maintenance of many moving parts, and regular servicing can also be reduced. However, this benefit also depends on electricity prices in different countries and regions. That is why people today do not look only at the initial purchase price of a vehicle. They also consider the total ownership cost, which means the overall expense during the entire period of ownership. This includes the purchase price, charging costs, maintenance, insurance, and future resale value. If Toyota can maintain the right balance between reliability, low maintenance, and a reasonable price, it could become an attractive option for many customers. But it is also important to remember that a low price alone does not guarantee success. Customers also want a good product, good service, and trust. How big a challenge is it for BYD, Tata, and Tesla? Now the question is, if Toyota enters the market with this new EV, can it really become a challenge for companies like BYD, Tata, and Tesla? The answer is not that simple, because all three companies have their own strengths, and Toyota will have to find its place among these established players. First, let's talk about BYD. Today, BYD is one of the fastest-growing EV companies in the world. Its biggest strength is battery technology and low-cost production. BYD manufactures its own batteries, which helps it keep costs under control. That is one of the main reasons why the company is able to sell EVs at very competitive prices in many markets. Tata's position is a little different. Especially in markets like India, Tata has been one of the early and strong players in the EV segment. The company has built a solid position by understanding local customer needs, developing charging infrastructure, and providing service support. Because of this, Toyota's competition with Tata will not be only about the product itself, but also about understanding the market. Now, when it comes to Tesla, its biggest strength is its technology and brand identity. Around the world, many people see Tesla as the face of the EV revolution. Features such as autopilot, software updates, and its complete focus on electric vehicles give it a unique position. That is why Tesla customers often value technology and brand appeal, not just price. However, Toyota also has a strength that cannot be ignored. That strength is trust. For decades, Toyota has built a reputation around the world for making vehicles that last a long time, create fewer problems, and maintain strong resale value. Many customers place trust ahead of new technology, and that could become Toyota's biggest advantage. In addition, Toyota's service network is another major benefit. In many countries, the company already has a large number of dealerships and service centers. This gives customers confidence that help will be easily available whenever it is needed. Even today, many EV buyers consider after-sales service to be very important. When it comes to reliability, Toyota has also built a very strong reputation. That is why many customers look not only at features when buying a new EV, but also at the long-term confidence and dependability that come with it. How big is Toyota's manufacturing empire? When we talk about a new Toyota EV, looking only at the vehicle is not enough. It is also important to understand the entire system behind it. Because in the automobile industry, success is often determined not just by good technology, but by the ability to produce it at a large scale and deliver it around the world. And this is exactly where Toyota's biggest strength can be seen. Toyota's manufacturing network is considered one of the largest industrial networks in the world. The company has factories across Japan, the United States, China, India, Thailand, Indonesia, Brazil, Europe, and many other countries. The advantage of this is that Toyota can produce vehicles locally according to the needs of each market. This helps reduce transportation costs and allows vehicles to reach customers more quickly. When it comes to production capacity, Toyota manufactures millions of vehicles every year. Producing such a large number of vehicles is not possible simply because of having large factories. It requires thousands of suppliers, millions of components, and a highly organized supply chain. Over decades, Toyota has built a network that is considered one of the strongest automobile supply systems in the world. Another major strength of the company is its quality control system. The Toyota Production System, or TPS, is studied in business schools and industries around the world. Its main goal is to ensure that quality is checked at every stage of production, and that even small issues are identified early. This is one of the reasons why Toyota vehicles are often considered reliable. Now, in the EV market, battery cost has become a major challenge. A large portion of the total cost of any electric vehicle comes from the battery. To control this cost, Toyota is working on several strategies. The company is trying to reduce costs through large-scale production, shared platforms, and a stronger supply chain. Toyota is not working alone when it comes to batteries. The company has partnered with different battery manufacturers and technology companies. In some markets, it has even worked with companies like BYD, while also investing in future technologies such as solid-state batteries. Toyota believes that battery technology will become the most important part of the EV market in the coming years. Looking at future plans, Toyota intends to launch several new electric models and increase EV production over the coming years. The company's goal is not just to introduce one or two models, but to gradually expand electric options across its entire portfolio. At the same time, investments in battery production and new technologies are also continuing. What is Toyota's major EV master plan? For many years, Toyota focused more on hybrid vehicles, but now the company is gradually moving toward expanding its EV portfolio. In the coming years, Toyota is planning to launch several new electric models. These could include different options ranging from small city cars to SUVs and premium segment vehicles. The company understands that not every customer has the same needs, which is why it is not possible to cover the entire market with just one model. Toyota's plan is not limited to Japan or the United States. The company wants to expand its EV presence across different regions of the world. Europe, China, Southeast Asia, India, and other emerging markets are considered important for this strategy. Especially in countries where the EV market is still in its early stages, there appear to be significant opportunities in the future. A major part of this strategy is battery investment. Toyota has already invested billions of dollars in new battery technologies. The company believes that battery cost, charging speed, and energy density will shape the direction of the EV market in the coming years. That is why Toyota is working not only on current battery technologies, but also on next-generation technologies such as solid-state batteries. Another important part of Toyota's thinking is that EVs should not be limited only to wealthy customers. The company has been producing vehicles on a large scale for decades, and its experience shows that the real impact of any technology is seen when it becomes accessible to more people. That is why Toyota is also focusing on relatively affordable EV options for the future. Focusing on emerging markets is another important part of this plan. In countries such as India, Indonesia, Thailand, Brazil, and many others, millions of people are still preparing to buy their first car. Toyota believes that future demand in these markets could be very large. Because of this, the company is trying to follow a balanced global strategy instead of relying only on developed countries. Looking at its plans for 2030 and beyond, Toyota is preparing for a future where hybrid, plug-in hybrid, hydrogen, and battery electric vehicles can all play their own roles. For now, the company wants to keep multiple options open rather than depending completely on a single technology. That is why Toyota's EV strategy is not designed only for today's market, but with the next decade in mind. The company wants to strengthen its position gradually and prepare for large-scale changes. But if this plan succeeds, its impact will not remain limited to Toyota alone. If you found this information useful, be sure to like the video, share it, and subscribe to the channel.